Hello, everyone. In case you can't see, I'm on. Sit. The reason I'm able to sit higher up is because I'm sitting in a walker. The reason I have a walker now is because um, of all the falls I've been taking, and I need help walking around the house. And if you see me out and about with a walk around town, it's just down a walk, and it's it has to do with the fact that I have moments that my brain doesn't talk with my with either my entire left side or just my left leg or both my legs. Take your pick. So, but most of the time, it's just at night it does this. But it's a lot easier and doesn't wear me out to use it around the house and everything. Okay, but I hope everyone's doing well and everything. So we will get into the emails. First one is from State Representative Trish Ransom. This is the one she sent out. Hi, friends. After 2 months, we're basically halfway through 2024 legislative session. What we've accomplished so far. All bills that have made their way through their chamber of origin have done so. We've now handed off our bills to the opposite chamber, and the process begins again with hearing bills in committee. I passed two bills from the House floor. Both bills have to do with child care subsidy. House Bill 2016 changes the subsidy payment program from attendance based to enrollment based. HB 3530 directs the Department of Human Services, DHS, to provide a 75% subsidy rate to low income families who qualify, as well as cap parent copay at 7% of household income. Both bills align our child care subsidy system with the new federal child care block, block, block grant requirements. I'm proud of the many conversations I've had with child care stakeholders, including my colleagues across the aisle. While solidifying the child care subsidy program isn't the silver bullet to fix our child care crisis, it is the integral piece to the puzzle. I took time to rest and relax over spring break. Now my sights are set for reading, questioning, and debating Senate bills. The Senate threw in a new budget making process this year, so not sure how the overall budget process will look with these changes. Here's to keeping good bills alive, further those bipartisan conversations, and questioning the heck out of bad bills. Note, next week is candidate filing or this week or whichever. I think it's this week, last week, whatever, is candidate filing for 2024 election season. I'm happy to say that I'm officially filing for re-election. That would be this week on Wednesday, April 3rd. I appreciate your continued support. I can't do this without you. Sincerely, Trish. P.S. Our end of quarter fundraising deadline is March 31st, which that's passed. Please consider donating before our deadline needs passed. And heads up, as I've mentioned in other podcasts, I repeat, the only candidate I'd be campaigning for and really doing any major campaigning for, doing anything on like here is going to be for Trish. She's the one that I've drafted bills for, that I've really helped out at the state capitol. She's really helped me and everything. So Trish is going to be the one that I really help out. And um, if I help out Representative Wallace and Senator Green from from my hometown of Wellston, it'll be through um, posting their signs at on my yard. Yes, I know I'm in Stillwater and they're from Wellston, which is they're in Lincoln County. This is Payne County. I don't care. And yes, I'll wear their shirts. So I used to, so that's that. Gotta represent my hometown. That's that. Okay, doke. Good to go find the other one. Okay, this one's from Representative John Talley. After our mid-March deadline to pass House bills through the House chamber, we've officially swapped bills with the Senate. This is done through a process called engrossing, and it's the formal steps taken to officially move a bill between chambers. After a bill is engrossed to the opposite chamber, it is first read on the floor, meaning it's acknowledged that we've received it. When a second read on the floor, it can be assigned to a committee and be heard there. Now that bills have been assigned to a committee, those committee meetings start up this week. However, it was still a pretty quiet week, since House staff was still doing the behind the scenes work to process the hundreds of bills, Senate bills we received. One exciting part of the week was having the opportunity to honor George Schaefer, who lives in House District 33, as our Veteran of the Week in the House of Representatives. George overcame a lot of hardship in his younger years and joined the Army, United States Army, when he was 19. He completed both basic training and advanced individual training, or AIT, at Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri, where he graduated in the top 10% of his AIT class. George was selected for 5 weeks of chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and explosive recon school at Fort Leonard Wood. He was later assigned to his first duty station in Fort Polk, Louisiana, with 51st Chemical Company, the only CBRNE reconnaissance company in the entire U.S. Army at the time. On 9/11, George was part of the Quick Reaction Force under the 18th Airborne Corps, and he deployed overseas to Kuwait, where he was a nuclear, biological, and chemical reconnaissance team leader. Later, George graduated from Liberty University. He is now in seminary at Regent University and serves as chaplain at the American Legion Post 58 in Guthrie, where he lives with his wife, Meredith. The oldest of his 4 children is carrying on his legacy by serving with the Air National Guard and is currently on deployment. I was honored to visit with George and his wife, and I appreciate Representative Colin Dole from Guthrie joining me in recognizing them. A group from American Legion came to show their support along with Guthrie Mayor Steve Gently and City Manager Eddie Faulkner. We were also joined by Guthrie Tourism Director Justin Fortney, who was at the state capitol on Monday for Oklahoma Film and Music Day. Guthrie's historic downtown area has been used as setting for many movies and television shows, and Oklahoma's film and music industries have become major economic drivers for the state. Before I close out this week's column, I want to share some information about the Service Oklahoma location in Stillwater. The 701 East 12th Avenue location is now open on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., as well as 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. on weekdays. If you need any licensing or drive test, you can learn more information about the services each service location offers at, let me go here so I can put it as well after I read it. Service.ok.gov, and there you see it in the chat. Additionally, you can take advantage of their online check-in system to help streamline the process and make it easier for everyone online. As committees kick off in earnest, please feel free to reach out to me, and you can go to oh gosh, oh no, that was the wrong link. Ignore that link. That was a bad link for the House. okhouse.gov for if you want to reach out to either state representatives Trish Ranson or John Talley. To discuss any bills or questions I may be able to help you with. Thank you for the honor representing House District 33 at State Capitol. I think I'm in House District 34. And he is the committee chair for Children, Youth, and Family Services for the House. Okay, that's that one. And now we shall get into, let me close that one out. Let me get into the bills for the Senate. These are the bills for the 2024 session. We have Senate Bill 1201. It is for veterans enacting the Oklahoma Service Lives on Act of 2024, establishing the Oklahoma Veterans Remarried Surviving Spouse Pension effective date, and it was referred to the Veterans Committee in the Senate. Then we have Senate Bill 1215. It's a sales tax eliminating certain deadline for qualification for veteran sales tax exemption emergency, and it was approved by the governor. We have Senate Bill 1219, medical marijuana, extended period of validity for certain licensing, effective date referred to Health Committee and Senate. Senate Bill 1261, Veterans Memorials, creating the Veterans Memorial Preservation Grant Program and the Veterans Memorial Grant Program Revolving Fund, effective date referred to the APP, or is that it's the Appropriations Committee in the Senate. Couldn't read my writing for a minute. Senate Bill 1345, soldiers and sailors, modifying certain definitions, effective date. Senate Bill 1384, Oklahoma Veterans Commission, modifying and establishing certain procedures for appointment of members, emergency general order, and that committee's in the House. Senate Bill 1707, it is for veteran homes, establishing state veteran homes at Sallisaw, broadening allowed uses of certain procedures, emergency, and it went to general order in the House. Senate Bill 392, sales tax exemption, modifying limit for surviving spouses of disabled veterans, clarifying certain determination, effective date. Oh gosh. I have no clue what these little, I'm going to say the letters because I forgot what this stands for. RACCRDPAP-FIN in the House. You're going to have to forgive me for this because I'm going to make some jokes. I've been watching too many military comedy stuff on YouTube. Senate Bill 479, Soldiers and Sailors, expanding definition and uniform service to include service in the Space Force. Effective date, veto message read. Okay, veto message read, House. Veto? Okay, if it was veto, if I'm reading this right, it was vetoed. The thing was vetoed. So, not going to be going before the entire House floor. So, either nobody likes the Space Force. Okay, either nobody likes Space Force, or there was just too many Marines on the Veterans Committee, and they just don't like Space Force, and that's it. Nothing against Marines. I have an uncle that's Marine. He'll kick my butt if I make any wisecracks on Marines other than that. I might get my butt kicked for just saying what I said. I'm moving on. I might get in trouble if I say anything else. Senate Bill 547, Veterans, establishing duty of Attorney General to represent and protect veterans in the enforcement of federal benefits, effective date, general order, and it was went to general order in the House. Senate Bill 763, Veterans, modifying state use program to allow veterans to provide certain goods and services. Effective date, general order, and it went to general order in the Senate. Okay. Here's, okay, yeah. Okay, I'm going to go on the sample list. I have not worked on my sample legislation I drafted, but I am going to go back to working on it since I've gotten everything. I'm not doing the Monday podcast anymore. I'm just doing everything on Fridays. It's going to be able to restructure stuff. So I'm going to reread what I've got on my sample legislation. It is called Help a Neighbor Out. It is to tie in with the Good Samaritan law. This is to help with bringing awareness of trainings, how to, and letting the fellow common person know it's okay to aid if you have the adequate training, then providing them with the knowledge of what to do in the situations. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives and General Court convened. Section 1, an act establishing the Help a Neighbor Act law. There's something, okay, I'm going to say this before I get into it. There's something already like permitting to where someone can do this or whatever. This is just an example to give like an idea of what you can do for, say, you want to do something like this. I'm just giving examples of like legislation you can do. This, I just like doing stuff like this. If you can't tell, I like writing. Section 1, an act establishing the Help a Neighbor Out law. 1. The legislature finds that a Good Samaritan law protects people from legal repercussions when they believe another person is injured and decide to help them out. B. Disability emergency management training. And I plan on, before the next one, for next Friday, contacting at least 2 or 3 of these states, if not more. Alaska, Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, Montana, New Hampshire, New York, North Dakota, and Oregon. They have disability emergency management training, and finding out more about what they do and see if I can get some information sent to me and find out more about their legislation, and see if I can get some help on like just what I want to draft and doing this stuff and everything. C. Citizen Emergency Response Team, Community Outreach. D. Emergency Management. Emergency Management, Tribal and Non-Tribal Government trainings. It's where they're doing trainings together so they can learn how to work better together so we can have better communication. And this is not going towards tribal. This for the opposite. Tribal rocks. Rural communities. Oh, we're not going on to E. Number 2, rural communities. I don't know how I want to list this. Do A, B, whatever. I've got 5K, educational, etc., sport, band, academic, something like that. Or that may apply to something else. 3, clinics, small hospitals. Workshops, clinics to raise awareness or help train others. Oh, and with the, yeah, never mind, I think that was for something else in the above. Section 2, the following terms are going to be defined as follows. Okay. I've got like citizen emergency response team written down, and oh, I know what it was. I didn't have room to write down under, like, I had written everything underneath each other, and so oh, see if there's bad weather coming. From News 9, a wind advisory has been issued for location. Yikes! Well, I don't hear wind, so. Oh well, if I hear the wind, I'll know why. Okay. For the. Okie doke. I didn't have enough room to write stuff down, so. Okie doke. So I've got all scrambled up and not written together. So I got written off in a different space. I got written down to write legislation in all areas for the tribal and non-tribal. Something about non-governmental partners from all sectors. Then having neighborhood-based community groups, faith-based organizations, youth, children, daycares. I think that would have been gone under rural communities for partners and stuff. And then I think the non-governmental partners would have gone under the clinics and small hospitals. So I will be getting back to work on that here this next week. Oh, and I've got a big notebook to work on that. And then I have goals. Goals. For 2024. To build a 501c3 out of TBI readers, as well as Rev Up. Oh gosh. Not Rev. I've got to put up. There's already I got to put Rev Up Oklahoma. There's already a 501c3 for Rev Up because I'm on the advisory council for Rev Up. So ignore the Rev Up one. See if I can go delete that. No. Okay. I moved it. Yay. Because there's already a 501c3 for Rev Up. I meant to put Rev Up Oklahoma. That's such a dumb butt. Then have support groups, strong support groups for TBI survivors in Stillwater. Strong support groups for TBI Survivors Stillwater. And then if you want to discuss any of this or any other things, we have the message board. At TBI Raiders .proboards. I misspelled it. .com, as well as our Facebook, my Miss Allie Facebook page. Ooh. There we go. There's the last link. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I will be up on Facebook at 2:30 on Wednesdays for the Facebook lives, and then 2:00 right here on YouTube for the podcast. So I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and if you're going to go see the eclipse, be safe, have fun, and I will see you next week, whether it be Facebook or YouTube.